What is up, No Filter MMA family? This is your boy BJ back with another live stream. Here I go. Y'all see the title? Y'all see the title? I don't have to go into detail and describe the title of this video. You guys see it. You guys see it. Alright. So, as you guys already know, my loyal watchers, you guys already know, I am a huge Khabib Nurmagomedov fan. I'm a huge Khabib fan. And I'm gonna be Khabib. I'm gonna be a Khabib fan. You know what I'm saying? Especially heading into the biggest fight of his career. You know what I'm saying? This is a big fight against the interim champion Dustin Poirier. It is what it is. But it seems like the closer we get to this fight, it seems like, the more people start, of course, talking about Khabib's striking. Here we go. All I see all over Facebook, all I see all over Instagram, all I see all over Twitter, all I see all over YouTube is Dustin Poirier is going to outstrike Khabib. Dustin Poirier is going to beat Khabib up on the feet. Here we go. Anyways, guys, let's get this thing started. So if you got one, light it up and let's talk some MMA. So, this is the purpose of this video. The purpose of the video, guys. You see the pictures. You see the graphics that I put up for y'all. Put this up for y'all so y'all can see it. Alright. So, the thing about Khabib is a dominant grappler. Everybody knows Khabib has been grappling since he was a child. There's video footage of young Khabib wrestling a fucking bear. Who the fuck wrestles a bear? You know what I'm saying? And it's always been a question on how good is Khabib striking. How good is Khabib striking? Well, I'm going to make this statement and then I'm going to elaborate, guys. You don't fucking become a UFC world champion. You don't fucking have an undefeated career, 27-0, if you have not developed all aspects of your game. The reason Khabib is what he is, and the reason Khabib is, Khabib record says what it says, 27-0. I should have put that on the screen. I should have put that shit on the screen. 27-0. It's because Khabib is a well-rounded fighter. You guys don't seem to. I mean, some of you guys out there don't seem to want to know. Don't seem like you don't know the definition of what a well-rounded fighter is. For me, my definition of a well-rounded fighter is a fighter that is good in all aspects. Even some fighters are great at all aspects. But when someone like John, I would say John Jones is great at all aspects. He's a great striker. He's a great wrestler. He's great at all aspects. He's great in the clinch. Bingo. But if you have elevated your level of all of the levels of your game, all of the aspects of your mixed martial arts game, whether it's boxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, taekwondo, karate, mixed martial arts is a combination of all of it. When you sharpen every last one of those tools, then you get a fighter like Khabib Nurmagomedov. Hold on, y'all. I'm telling y'all to light up, and I ain't even lit up yet. There we go. So let's go. Khabib. The thing about Khabib, guys, you know what I'm saying? People always say Khabib is a terrible striker. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to be 27-0 by being a terrible striker. Khabib, let's look at the pictures, guys. It's hard to get these words out because I'm so sick of hearing and reading this bullshit on social media, on the media outlets, the media platforms. Let's speak the truth about Khabib. When it comes to striking, Khabib is a good striker. I'm not going to say Khabib is a world-class Muay Thai striker. Khabib is a good striker. Now Khabib, the answer to Khabib's game is, the formula to Khabib's game is every performance we see of Khabib is a well-rounded performance. Every single performance we see against Khabib is a well-rounded performance. For example, follow the mouse, guys. I'm gonna highlight the picture right here. The fight with Conor McGregor showed the most well-roundedness of Khabib's game that I think any fight. Well, maybe it's tied with the Edson Barboza fight, but the most popular fight that most people have seen is the Conor McGregor fight. Listen, Conor McGregor is what some of you guys will consider an elite, in quotation marks, an elite striker. On the big screen, dog. Go Khabib. Word, Rob. What's up, man? Yeah, so, okay, you got Conor, who's quote-unquote an elite striker. Khabib, a scrappy striker with a perfect wrestler. Perfect ground fighter. I mean, Khabib has no holes in his ground game whatsoever. You can go as far as saying Khabib has no holes in his game, period. A motherfucking 27-0 fighter that's the champion, Khabib has no holes. Let me correct what I said. Khabib has no holes in his game. Khabib outstruck Conor McGregor on the feet. Now, Conor may have landed more shots in that third round, because some people say Khabib lost the third round. That's one of the only rounds, and one of the 2 rounds that he lost in his entire career. Over 80-something rounds of mixed martial arts, and Khabib has only lost 2 rounds. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, Conor may have landed more in the third round. But in the third round, not in the fight altogether, in the third round. Let's think about when this fight was on the feet. When Conor and Khabib were on the feet, who landed the more clean and effective strikes? Who landed the more clean and effective strikes in the fight with Conor McGregor versus Khabib? Khabib. I'm getting to a point when I say, I'm going to go through all of this, and it's going to come to a point, guys. It's a point I'm trying to make. Who landed the more clean and effective shots in the fight with Conor McGregor? It was Khabib. Now, I'm not talking about the ground strikes, because Khabib gave him hell on the ground. Khabib gave Conor hell. I think Khabib gave Conor a worse beating than Nate Diaz did, because Nate Diaz beat the fuck out of Conor McGregor. He beat the fuck out of Conor. Period. There's no argument. There's no argument in that fight. He beat the fuck out of Conor. The first one. Khabib landed the cleaner, more damaging shots on Conor McGregor. He dropped Conor McGregor in the second round. You know what I'm saying? He dropped him in the second round, had him hurt, and tried to finish. Didn't get to finish him, but he almost finished him. Now the argument for some people is, oh, well, Khabib's striking is effective because he wears his opponent down by wrestling and ground and pound and just dominating them on the ground. That may be true, guys, but this is not boxing. This is not boxing. If you guys want to watch a pure striking match, go watch Anthony Joshua. Go watch Ruiz, whatever his name, Anthony Ruiz, whatever. I don't even fucking know. I don't even watch boxing. But this is not boxing, guys. If Conor McGregor is not prepared to grapple and then strike, that's on Conor McGregor. That is on Conor McGregor. Khabib is prepared to grapple and then the next round come out, stand up, and trade with you. That's Khabib. That's Khabib. That's the definition of a well-rounded fighter. If Conor thinks he's a fucking specialist, then he needs to transition to boxing. Because when you're fighting at the top of a division and you're going against the best of the best, you need to prepare for a well-rounded fight. You need to prepare for a well-rounded fighter. You need to prepare for a fighter who's going to take you down, especially going in with Khabib. You know what I'm saying? If Conor was too tired to defend himself the proper way he was supposed to on the feet, that's Conor McGregor's fault. That's not a flaw in Khabib Nurmagomedov's game. People make it like the fact that Khabib wrestles you and beats you the fuck up on the ground, you know what I'm saying, and then gets up and strikes, which people are trying to flip that into a flaw of Khabib's. That's not a flaw for Khabib. That's showing a well-rounded game. That's a well-rounded game. If Khabib can dominate you on the ground and in the next round stand up and dominate you on the feet, why is there a fucking question on how good Khabib's striking is? It should not be a fucking question. The only time I've seen Khabib hurt any kind of hurt on his feet, and it was just a baby stumble, is when he got cracked by Michael Johnson. When he got cracked by Michael Johnson, that's the only time I've seen Khabib in any kind of trouble. That's it. Michael Johnson lit Khabib up on the feet in the first round because Michael Johnson is a very long, very explosive, a very explosive striker, and he caught Khabib as Khabib was angling out, and he cracked Khabib with that right hand, and he kind of wobbled Khabib. But what did Khabib do? Khabib got his wits about him, took him down, and beat the living fuck out of Michael Johnson in that first round. He beat the shit out of him. He beat the shit out of Michael Johnson in that fight. That's what happens when you get a well-rounded fighter, guys. So let's stop the bullshit online questioning Khabib striking coming into this fight with Dustin Poirier. Next, we go to the Al Iaquinta fight. I thought the Al Iaquinta fight was a very good example of how good Khabib striking is. Khabib, okay, Al Iaquinta is known for being a pretty good, well-rounded fighter, a good wrestler, and a good striker. Some people would even go as far as say that Al Iaquinta is better on the feet than Khabib. But guys, how did the fight go? When the fight was on the feet, how did the fight go? Somebody calling me. My bad, guys. My bad. So I'm back. Khabib beat the fuck out of Al Iaquinta on the feet. Man, my tree done went out. Hold on, y'all. Let me see, man. Trying to tell him, y'all. I'm trying to tell him. So Khabib goes out here and goes to war with Al Iaquinta. Yo, kudos to Al Iaquinta for staying in the fight with Khabib because he stayed in the fight. That's all he did was stay in the fight. He had mediocre success against Khabib, where people thought he would come in on a short day, a 1 day notice because Tony Ferguson got hurt, which that's the real fight for Khabib was Tony Ferguson. But Al Iaquinta comes out and puts on a good account for himself. His stock went up. Because he went in there and survived 5 rounds with Khabib. But tell me, guys, who got the better of the exchanges on the feet? Khabib. Fucking Khabib. I mean, I just don't understand. I just don't understand. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna move on. I'll move on to the Edson Barboza fight. Edson Barboza is arguably the best striker in the division. Edson Barboza is, dude. I mean, if you want to talk about a fucking highlight reel, talk about a fucking highlight reel, hold on, guys. Sorry, guys, I'm back. When mom calls, you answer the phone. But anyways, Edson Barboza, you want to talk about a human highlight reel? A human fucking highlight reel, Edson Barboza. Everyone thought, I remember all the chatter. I remember all of the chatter before the Edson Barboza fight. Oh my gosh, guys. This is gonna be Khabib's loss. Edson Barboza is gonna serve Khabib his first loss. He's gonna knock Khabib out. That's all we ever heard. That's all we heard leading up to the Edson Barboza fight. He's going to knock Khabib out. He's going to fuck Khabib up. Khabib is not going to be able to take him down because Edson Barboza has fantastic takedown defense. Blah, 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 blah. What the fuck happened in the fight? What the fuck happened? Listen, if you go back and watch the Edson Barboza, this is why I'm talking about this one last, is because I suggest that you guys go back and watch the Edson Barboza versus Khabib fight. Edson Barboza could do everything he tried to do on the ground. Everything he tried to do on the feet was completely 100% neutralized. Edson Barboza is one of the most dangerous motherfucking strikers that is signed to the UFC. And that's a fucking fact. Edson Barboza is one of the nastiest kickers and one of the slickest strikers to ever walk into the octagon in the UFC. Just like Damian Maia is the best grappler to ever walk into the UFC. You know what I'm saying? Edson and Khabib completely neutralized everything Edson Barboza threw at him. But you guys question, but people continue to question. You know what I'm saying? They continue to question the striking pedigree. Once again, guys, I said it. I said Khabib. I'm not saying Khabib is a Muay Thai champion. He's not a world class Valentina Shevchenko level striker. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. So don't get it confused. Don't get it confused because you motherfuckers like to come in my comment section and talk shit. You don't come on when I'm live. You know what I'm saying? You see the live notification just like you see, you know what I'm saying, the previously recorded notification. And you guys wait till the live stream is over to come on and talk shit. But I'm live right now, so come in and talk shit. You know what I'm saying? Come tell me I'm wrong, please, so I can debunk you. I can debunk you on live. You know what I'm saying? So let me get this straight. Khabib neutralized everything Edson Barboza threw at him. So why do you people continue to question Khabib leading into this Dustin Poirier fight? Guys, I give it to Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is just like I was the type of fighter I was talking about in the beginning of the fight, a well-rounded fighter. You know, Dustin Poirier is one of the best well-rounded fighters in the UFC. I mean, you gotta give him his prop. Dustin Poirier has a fairy tale story. The move to 155 is probably the best thing that Dustin Poirier did his entire career. Was move from 145 to 155, and he defeated Max Holloway at 145, and he defeated Max Holloway at 155. That says a lot. What that says to me is that Dustin Poirier is worthy to step into the octagon and fight Khabib. I understand, guys, that there are dangers that Dustin Poirier presents in this fight. There's a lot of. He's a very powerful striker. He's a very powerful striker. He fights at a very, 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 very high pace. You know what I'm saying? The pace that Dustin Poirier fought against Max Holloway, who Max Holloway puts on some of the best. I mean, the fight against Brian Ortega, the output. I mean, it was a record-breaking output. Max Holloway threw a lot of punches in the fight with Brian Ortega, and Dustin Poirier went out there and fought Max Holloway at an even higher pace than Max Holloway fights at. So that's just, to win the interim belt. So this fight is a unification of the belts, guys. Khabib is the undisputed champion. He's the champion. And Dustin Poirier, which some people consider the interim belt to be a glorified number one contender, which it is what it is. I respect the interim title. I respect interim champions. I do. Because the interim champion is still a champion. They're an interim champion, but they're a champion. You know what I'm saying? Khabib, Dustin Poirier, guys, he's a very, very powerful striker, like I said. Very, 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 very powerful striker. And Dustin Poirier, Khabib, a big hole in Poirier's game, like in the fight with Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje threw a lot of low leg calf kicks and hurt the leg of Dustin Poirier. Like, he hurt Dustin Poirier's legs. You know what I'm saying? But you really don't see Khabib throw a lot of leg kicks. You see Khabib throws to the body, really even to the body. He throws a lot of headshots. You know what I'm saying? Because he's trying to get you to think up high so he can duck down low, grab your leg, and take you down. That's Khabib's game. But guys, from the fights that I put on the screen, guys, the 3 fights at the bottom of the screen, Conor, Al Iaquinta, Edson Barboza. If this is not enough to let you know that Khabib, it doesn't matter how good of a striker. Dustin Poirier is not as good of a striker as Edson Barboza. So are you guys saying that that Dustin Poirier is a better striker than Conor McGregor? Because the same guys on here saying that Dustin Poirier is going to outdo Khabib on the feet. Let me get this right. Let me get this right. You guys are saying that Dustin Poirier is gonna outdo Khabib on the feet. So are you saying that Dustin Poirier is a better striker than he might be a better striker than Al Iaquinta? He might be a better striker than Al. But are you guys saying that Dustin Poirier is a better striker than Conor McGregor? Are you saying that Dustin Poirier is a better striker than Edson Barboza? So is that what you're saying? What I'm trying to say is, it doesn't matter how good of a striker you are. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? I, Khabib knows how to beat a striker. Khabib knows. Khabib is not afraid to stand and trade with a striker. Khabib is not scared to do anything he has to do to beat a striker. Khabib has stood and traded with the best strikers in the division, guys. He has stood and traded with the best strikers in the fucking division. He stood and traded with Conor McGregor. What happened? Conor McGregor got dropped. He stood and traded with Al Iaquinta. Al Iaquinta got beat. He stood and traded with Edson Barboza, and Edson Barboza got beat. He outstruck Edson Barboza. He fucking outstruck Edson Barboza, guy. You don't go out there. If you have terrible striking, you don't go out there, no matter how the fight is going. It doesn't matter. This is MMA. All fighters should be prepared for all aspects of the game. You know what I'm saying? If Khabib can go out here and outstrike Edson Barboza, is there any fucking question on how good he's going to do against Dustin fucking Poirier? Dustin Poirier, listen, the fight against Dustin Poirier is known for losing big fights. I'm not hating on Dustin Poirier. I like Dustin Poirier. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta be real. I gotta keep it real with y'all. I gotta keep it real with y'all, for real. I do. I have to keep it real with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And me keeping it real is me saying, you know what I'm saying, that Dustin Poirier is not going to bring anything to the table that Khabib Nurmagomedov hasn't faced already. I like Dustin. Dustin, he's a great fighter, but the only big fight that Dustin Poirier has won, I mean, he won 2, but he's lost so many. You know what I'm saying? The fight with Justin Gaethje, I wouldn't call that a big fight. Justin Gaethje kind of had a lot of momentum behind him. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of momentum, a lot of hype behind him. You know, he got a couple fights in. He got the job as the coach on The Ultimate Fighter. You know, they were pushing Justin Gaethje, which they have all rights to. He's the most violent man in MMA. You know what I'm saying? But the fight against Max Holloway is really like the biggest win. The second win over Max Holloway is like the biggest win in his career, to be honest. Because Max Holloway was stepping up from... Max Holloway is the 145-pound champ. Stepped up to 155 to fight Dustin for the interim belt. Trying to become a champ. You know what I'm saying? And to go out and beat Max Holloway, which it really, you know what I'm saying, Max Holloway... People were saying... Because Max Holloway is... He is a big 145-pounder. You know what I'm saying? But to see Max Holloway in there with Dustin Poirier... At 155, we really seen how small Max Holloway really is. So really, honestly, you know, you can't really consider that a big win because Dustin Poirier beat a guy that was a weight class. You know, he beat a featherweight who he's already beat before at featherweight. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, you know, even though Max isn't the same fighter, but Dustin isn't the same fighter either. That fight, I would say his biggest win. Well, actually, that is his biggest win because he captured the interim belt, which set him up for the fight with Khabib. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying, guys, you know, the thing about a grappler, man, the thing about a grappler that a lot of MMA fans, it's just like you guys are not thinking before you post half of these comments that you guys comment. You know what I'm saying? It's like you guys don't think before you comment. The thing about grapplers, a grappler that has developed a decent striking game, I don't think you guys realize how dangerous of a fighter that can become. When a grappler develops that striking pedigree where they can feel comfortable standing and trading with a striker, you know what I'm saying? the thing about it is, you find grapplers usually have a lot of power. You know what I'm saying? You see that grapplers, you see sometimes that grapplers develop power. You know, they usually have a power, like an overhand right really works well for a grappler. And you've seen a lot of fighters use that overhand right, like Khabib. Since we're talking about Khabib, just like Khabib. You know what I'm saying? Khabib swung that overhand right and dropped Conor McGregor with it. You know what I'm saying? And he's landed that. He's clipped. He landed the overhand right on that Barboza. When you guys post these things like that, this fighter, sucks on the feet. You know what I'm saying? You can't let the fact that these people didn't come from a striking background. You can't let that cloud their ability to stand and trade. A lot of people you see a grappler, they come from a grappling background. The general consensus is okay. Well, they're going to have a disadvantage on the feet against a striker. It's the same. It's the same thing as saying you can't say that a striker is not good on the ground. Look at Valentina Shevchenko. Nobody thought Valentina Shevchenko was any good on the ground until she submitted Juliana Pena. When she submitted Juliana Pena, you know what I'm saying? When that was a couple of years ago, yeah. When Valentina Shevchenko went in there and submitted Juliana Pena, that's a perfect example. That's the perfect example of someone who now Valentina comes from a striking background, but Valentina has developed a very well-rounded game in MMA, and she's able to submit people who come from a grappling background. That's a well-rounded fighter. That's a fucking champion, y'all. That's a fucking champion. That's a champion. Why is it such an ordeal when it comes to people like Khabib and his striking? That's the type of shit I'm talking about. Stop questioning it, guys. Khabib is 27-0 for a reason. Khabib is 27-0 for a reason. I see this fight with Dustin Poirier. If Dustin Poirier is able to stuff the takedowns of Khabib, if Dustin Poirier can stuff the takedowns and stay off the ground with Khabib, I feel comfortable with Khabib. Like, me being a fan of Khabib, I'm not going to be nervous if Khabib has to stand and trade with Dustin Poirier. Like, I'm not going to be nervous. Like, okay, perfect example. Another perfect example just popped in my head. All right. Miesha Tate versus Holly Holm. Miesha Tate versus Holly Holm. UFC 196. Let's go back, baby. Let's take it back. I felt 100% okay with Miesha Tate standing and trading with Holly Holm. Now, Miesha was able to get her takedown in the second and the fifth round. Won it by submission in the fifth round. But rounds 1, 3, and 4, Miesha Tate was forced to stand and trade with Holly Holm because she could not get Holly to the ground. But when she got Holly to the ground, she dominated. But I didn't feel nervous. I didn't feel like Miesha was going to get knocked out because Miesha Tate, Miesha Tate has developed. Now, if you go back to the Strikeforce days, Miesha Tate's striking was not that good. Like, in the fight with Julie Kedzie, like, she got lit up in the fight with Julie Kedzie. She ended up winning that fight. She ended up landing a big Superwoman punch on Julie Kedzie, and it turned the tide of the fight. You know what I'm saying? But if you go back and watch Miesha Tate through Strikeforce, she was a very sloppy striker and a very good grappler, a very heavy grappler. But if you look at how her next milestone as far as striking, I would say, would be the Kat Zingano fight in UFC. When she fought Kat Zingano, you've seen a huge improvement in her striking. When she fought Ronda Rousey the second time, you've seen a huge improvement in Miesha Tate's striking. If you look at the fight where she fought Jessica Eye, Jessica Eye lit Miesha Tate up in that fight on the feet. And Miesha Tate stayed patient and was able to find her shot and drop Jessica Eye multiple times in that fight and went on to win that fight by decision. Miesha stayed patient on her feet. She knew she had the striking, and she was able to find her shots, and she was able to drop Jessica Eye and win the fight. Khabib has been able to do the exact same things, guys. Like I said, I wasn't nervous at all when I seen when as the fight was going on with Miesha and Holly. I wasn't nervous at all for the fact that Miesha Tate, a high school wrestler, was forced to stand and trade for the majority of the fight with an 18-time world champion boxer. I wasn't nervous at all. I wasn't nervous at all. Wasn't nervous at all. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew that Miesha Tate had the strike. She had the capability to win this fight. Miesha throws with power. She could have knocked Holly out in that fight. If she would have caught Holly in the right spot, she could have knocked Holly out in that fight. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, my point being, guys, that type of ordeal is the same thing that's kind of what's happening with Khabib. As a matter of fact, it is what's happening with Khabib. Khabib striking, if you look at Khabib from when he first came into the UFC, progressing through his career, the people that he's had to fight in the UFC, you know what I'm saying? Khabib striking has continuously gotten better. Continuously gotten better. And for me, a big fight that I saw, I was like, okay, y'all, Khabib striking is solid now. Khabib has a solid striking game, and that was the Edson Barboza fight. You know what I'm saying? After Khabib had taken Edson Barboza down, and the next round started. While it was on the feet, Khabib was winning that fight, yo. He had Edson Barboza on his back foot, running. He was backing Edson Barboza up against the cage, throwing big shots and landing big shots. You know what I'm saying? So then you move on to the Al Iaquinta fight. You know what I'm saying? And he has a 5-round war with Al Iaquinta and beats Al Iaquinta with a fight that was contested majorly on the feet. Khabib got the best of him on the feet. Period. Then you go to the Conor McGregor. Then you have his latest fight, the Conor McGregor fight, where everybody said Conor McGregor was gonna knock him out. I had people that I know clearly are not MMA fans. They know shit about MMA. They don't know shit about it. They couldn't name 5 champions. They couldn't name 5 champions in any division. They probably wouldn't even know what Bellator meant if I said it to them. They probably would think it was a name of a new car or something. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't even know anything about MMA. Messaging me, writing me saying Conor's gonna knock out Khabib, and I'm like, are you guys fucking stupid? Are you guys fucking stupid? Are you stupid? Are you stupid to think that Conor McGregor is gonna go ahead and knock Khabib Nurmagomedov off? No, come on, guys, come on. So what happens when the fight comes around? Khabib beats the living shit out of him on the ground, and then beats the living shit out of him on the feet. Beats the shit out of him on the ground, and beats the shit out of him on the feet. Period. Khabib is arguably the greatest of all time, and you guys need to stop questioning that. You guys need to stop questioning it. Stop questioning any aspect. Stop questioning any aspects of a 27-0 fighter. This guy is a 27-0 fighter, and you guys are questioning aspects of his game. How much more perfect of a fighter are you guys looking for? I gotta ask this question, man. How better of a fighter are you looking for? Do you guys wish it was John Jones? But when it comes to John Jones, you know what I'm saying, who fights on steroids, who's been caught fighting on steroids, you guys want to consider him the greatest of all time and not consider any holes in his game. You guys don't want to point out any holes in John Jones' game. The general consensus for all you fucking casuals out here is, you know what I'm saying, that John Jones has no holes in his game. But you'll go to a fighter like Khabib, who has dominated every single fight that he's ever been in. I mean, I don't understand it. I don't get it. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Yeah, you got somebody who has literally dominated every single fight. Every single fight they've ever been booked to fight in, they have dominated every last one of them. And yet and still, you guys question aspects of their game. I don't get it. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I really don't get it. But people love to come on here and on my channel, you know what I'm saying? You guys love to come on. You guys love to tell me how wrong I am about stuff. You guys like to tell me, you know what I'm saying, how dumb my logic sounds. You know what I'm saying? But tell me one thing I've said that's a lie. Woo, I know y'all hate me, boy. Y'all hate me. I know y'all do. Y'all hate me. Y'all hate me. Y'all hate when I'm right too. It's No Filter MMA has a lot of haters, guys. No Filter MMA. I'm a small channel, y'all. I'm a small channel, and I got so many people. I got people with, people that's got established channels. They hate this little old channel. mm, mm, mm. It is what it is, though. It is what it is, though. But y'all hate when I'm right, and it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. But I know I'm right about Khabib and Magomedov. I know I'm right about Khabib. Man, this is a big card, man. You know what I'm saying? This is huge. This card is huge. Huge. This card is huge. And I'm excited about it. I'm super, super, super duper excited about it. But y'all watch what I tell you. You guys watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. I'm telling you guys, if Dustin Poirier forces Khabib to stay on his feet, it's going to be a competitive striking match. You watch what I tell you. Now, I told you guys, let me point out my win streak. I'm on a streak right now. Before the Chris Cyborg Felicia Spencer fight, I said, guys, I'm telling y'all, Chris Cyborg is in there with a legit featherweight. She's in there with a high-level featherweight. Now, she's not in there with a girl coming up from 135, you know what I'm saying, trying to put on the weight, you know what I'm saying, to try to, till she's able to hang in there with Cyborg. No, Cyborg is fighting a girl that's cutting down to 145 pounds, just like she is. And Felicia Spencer cuts a lot of weight. And I said, guys, I'm telling you, this is going to be an exciting, competitive fight. Felicia Spencer and Chris Cyborg. I said Felicia Spencer is going to give a good account of herself in this fight with Chris Cyborg. And what happened? What happened? Felicia Spencer went in there and put on a competitive fight against Chris Cyborg. I told you guys that Stipe Miocic would go in here and finish Daniel Cormier in the rematch. I told you, I said Stipe Miocic is going to finish Daniel Cormier in the rematch. And what happened? Stipe Miocic goes in here and finishes Daniel Cormier in the fucking rematch. I told you guys that Jillian Robinson was going to go out here and dominate Sarah Froda. What happened? Jillian Robinson goes out here and dominates Sarah Froda. Told you guys Tatiana Suarez would go out here and beat the shit out of Nina Ansaroff. And what did Tatiana Suarez do? Tatiana Suarez goes out there and beats Nina Ansaroff. I told you guys that Paulo Costa would beat Yoel Romero. That's the big one. That's the big one right there, y'all. That's the big one. I told y'all Paulo Costa was going to fucking go out here and beat Yoel Romero. And what happened? Paulo Costa's too green. Paulo Costa don't know what he's... I told y'all, Paulo Costa is the nastiest motherfucker in the division. In the middleweight division, he is the nastiest motherfucker in the division. I told you. I told you. It is what it is, though. I ain't trying to brag. I ain't trying to rub it in. I just want to let y'all know, man. I'm looking at this shit from a realistic point of view. Y'all listening to it right after you heard Brandon Schaub and Joe Rogan and you know what I'm saying and Ariel Helwani and what's his name? The Monday Morning Analyst. What's his fucking name, y'all? I forgot his name. But anyway, y'all get on these forums and shit. Y'all make videos and shit. Y'all look at shit and y'all repeat shit that you heard these people say, because everything that some of these people are saying is the same shit that the general consensus believes about these fighters. I'm coming at y'all with a realistic point of view. I'm not trying to be somebody I'm not. I'm not trying to be Joe Rogan. I'm not trying to be Ariel Helwani. I'm just bringing this shit to y'all from a realistic point of view. And the realistic point of view is, you know what I'm saying, Khabib has good striking. Anyways, guys, this is your boy BJ back from No Filter MMA. Drop those comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know what you guys think. I know I'm right. You can come in. You can refute me. We can argue back and forth till the cows come home. It don't even matter. But everything you see on this screen, though, everything you see on this screen and everything that was talked about in this video was nothing but facts. Nothing but facts, y'all. Nothing but facts. Nothing but facts. But anyways, guys, keep them lit. Drop them comments in the comment section. Hit that like button. Hit that dislike button if you didn't give a damn what I was talking about. And if you haven't already, guys, hit the subscribe button.